Hi, this is Linda
And this is Leslie.
with Let's Talk.
Yes, we are going to talk today, and I am super excited about our guest today, Linda.
Woohoo! We have Tyrone in the house.
Yes, Tyrone is in the house, and he has a lot to share with us. And Tyrone, you have to start off by telling us a little bit about yourself, and the floor is yours.
All right. I am Tyrone Leroy Tapler Jr. I am a native of Chicago, the Windy City. Um, so born and raised here. I am Tyrone. I am a multi-gifted individual. It's like I can flow wherever I'm needed. Born and raised here. I am a lover of the arts. I'm a lover of God. I'm a lover of Jesus. And I'm a love of just deliverance and salvation and all of that. I love the arts. I love film. I love everything about film. I love to create. I do have my own production company, which is called Tyrone Tapler Productions, and also the Move Ministry, where we believe in bringing the ministry to the arts and how we can bridge the gap between the ministries and the arts, and how the arts are, and to prove that the arts are very important in the eyesight of God.
That's amazing, Tyrone. Now, what's your topic today, Tyrone?
My topic today is self-care.
Ooh.
What does that mean?
Self-care, number one, is loving yourself. Okay. At one point, I had a pretty good childhood, but at one point, when I became older, there were some things that I may not liked about myself. You know, of course, you see, I have freckles. It took me a while to really fall in love with my freckles until God told me that these were holy marks, that I mark you. And so any door I go into, they know that Tyrone Tapler is in the room. And not to sound prideful or boastful, but that's the authority that's upon my life. So that's why he gave me holy marks, to show the, the authority that's upon my life, because in that room, there's only one Tyrone. So just loving yourself. So loving yourself is the major role in self-care, because you cannot expect people to like you or love you the way you love yourself. You have to first love yourself, then other people will fall in line. Just like if you are in a relationship, let's take women for an example. If you don't love yourself, how you can expect your spouse or your husband to love you, or anybody? They just mistreat you, walk on you. But it's no, you got boundaries. So that's the number one, is boundaries when it comes to loving yourself. When you love yourself and fall in love with yourself, that means knowing your dislikes, knowing your likes, knowing what ticks you off, what makes you upset, what makes you joyful. And once you get those key points, then I believe everybody else that's surrounded by you will fall in line, and they will understand that this is a person that really know themselves. And I can't, and I had to find out. I have to learn that myself. I had to learn that myself. You know, I come first. It's God then me, because if me is not together, if me is shattered, how can I love somebody else?
That's good, Tyrone.
How can I love somebody else when I'm not whole? So loving yourself, what is loving yourself? Again, do research. At some point, I have to look in the mirror and say, Tyrone, you are special in God's eyes. You are made in his image. You are royal priesthood. Words have power. So you have to bounce words off yourself so that words can get into your mind and into your heart. And what's in your heart, it will come out for the world can see.
Wow.
So that's the overall premise of self-care. Number one is love. You have to know who's the first love. That's the thing, loving yourself. And who's the first love? And that's Christ. That's God. Because if you don't have that, you're still broken.
That's right.
Yeah. So you have to know, you have to love yourself and go back to your first love.
I love it, Linda. I love it. I see your wheels are turning, Linda. What questions do you have for Tyrone?
It is. I like it. One thing you said, and I understand what you're saying of putting us first. And some people misuse that and only put
Mm-hmm.
themselves first. And I know you don't mean that. I want to clarify, we need to have healthy boundaries. People are not going to respect us more than we respect ourselves. They're
Right.
not going to, how do I say this? Or help me say this. It's your boundaries of what you allow is how they're going
Right.
to treat you.
Right.
Can you
Absolutely.
go into that more of
Mm-hmm.
being treated well, of just, what does that look like? What does that mean? Because I know there is some people that take loving themselves to the extreme.
Yes.
And can you clarify the difference? What is the extreme of loving yourself to the point that is not a healthy relationship? And then what it
Pride.
is of what you're trying to do. Can you clarify that a
Yes.
little more?
Yes. And yes, and that's when a person that get into that extreme mode of loving yourself, that's what you call pride. Okay. It's all about me. It's all about me. I don't care who I hurt. I'm not talking about that. That's a spirit of pride. And we know pride comes before destruction. So that's self-destruct right there. That's not self-love. Oh, I'm gonna cross, I'm gonna steal for her, because yeah, that's self-destruction. So that's the difference between self-care. Self-care is correct, having those boundaries. Say, hey, you know what? If I'm constantly poking you and poking you and poking you and poking you, and you don't like it, hey, can you stop poking me? It hurts. Yeah. It hurts me. So now you set those boundaries of telling that person, hey, this thing hurts me. Hey, you know what? I really love you, but this environment is not right for me. I need to leave. That's protecting your heart, your character, whatever that environment is, just really knowing who you are, and allowing people to fall in line with that as well. That's how you can protect your dignity and your character.
It sounds like you're saying have a voice for yourself.
Yep.
What does that look like of having a voice for yourself? I know those were some examples, but for somebody who never had a voice before or struggling with that of not standing up for themselves and letting things happen, how do they get started with that? I mean, like, that's hard to all of a sudden now, you know what I mean? And what does that look like for the other person? Wow, you could talk back. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Right.
what do you think about that?
You have to get into a place of meditation. You have to meditate. You have to meditate. And in your devotion and your meditation, you have to simply ask God, you stand up in me. I always have this prayer that I have, and I say it all the time. I've been saying this since I was a kid. Stand up in me. Move me out the way. Move me out the way. Stand up in me and speak through me. I've been saying that for years. Anything I do, if it's something I need to confront, Lord, stand up in me and speak through me. And so you have to get to the point of get into meditation, get into a quiet place and seek some type of instructions on what to say and how to say it. And simply just asking, I need a voice. God, I need a voice in this situation. And you be the voice in this situation. Because when I'm weak, you're strong. So you have to find a place of a quiet place of meditation to get that voice so you can speak to whatever situation that may come your way. And once you find your voice from that meditation, all is on now. It ain't stopping you, you can go for the breaker now, So yeah, it's in meditation. I don't know if that makes sense, but for me, That's how I find my voice. Is through meditation.
That's
You
good.
use the example of your freckles of that. So you had meditation on learning how to love yourself, learning to love
Hmm.
that, and that's how that worked for you.
Hmm. Yeah.
Speak and know that.
Yeah. Yeah. And even though I am a Christian, and everyone around me is a Christian, but meditation is still, it's very important, because you do, and Joshua has said, meditate on the word day and night, and you should have good success. So even the Bible talks about meditation, falling in one. And people made a whole religion out, but fall in love with yourself, um, with yourself, knowing, and be just again, it's the mirror. I have a segment coming up for men. It was supposed to be last year, but I'm going to have it this year, since just it is about men, and I'm going to have mirrors, and I need each man to look themselves in the mirror, and they're going to start professing and confessing some things, because
Wow.
some people are afraid to look at themselves like that.
Mm.
And I'm going to have some men to break the mirror, because some things in life
Mm.
you need to break in order to get whole. So you have to find yourself, you have to find a place of breaking in your life. Break down mean breakthrough, so you can have a breakout.
I like that.
That's good, Tyrone. That's really good. Now, Tyrone, I understand you are a licensed life coach.
Hmm.
Have you used any of these topics that you're sharing with us today in any of your sessions with your clients?
You know what? I do have a class. It's called Activation. It right now I have dedicated that time for who actors, and for those who deal with self-confidence. Okay. Um, I have used the point of professing and affirmations. Okay. Every day you have to affirm yourself through the words that come from your mouth. I am beautiful. I am whole. I don't have the money I wish I have, but I do have some money. Uh, I may not look like this, but I am beautiful in God's eyesight. Those affirmation. I have faith as the size of a mustard seed. So if I have this small faith, this can be activated in my life. So yes, I do have a class which is called Activation. It's for actors and for those who that need coaching in the area of self confidence.
Yeah, I love it. I have to say that I took one of Tyrone's activation classes, Linda, and it was very good. And he's correct, because when he had us identify those areas where we had negative thoughts about ourselves, and to turn those negative thoughts into positive
Mhm.
affirmations. And we were able to use those. And he encouraged us to say that about ourselves in that class. And it is very empowering. And you're right, Tyrone, the words have power. So
Mhm.
I love that you're starting this with us and with people, because we do need to be reminded that
Yeah,
we are beautiful, we are important.
yeah. And when you started that class, did you feel like a sense of presence on you, like a turning or a portal that opened in your life?
Absolutely, absolutely. I have to say that because there's power in our words.
Hmm.
I could just feel the presence of the Lord. Like, yes, Leslie, you are who I say you are. And
Hmm.
that's why it's important to remind ourselves those things. And I love that idea that you're going to have for men to stand in front of the mirror
Hmm.
and say
Yeah,
who they are.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And it's gonna be a messy day, but sometimes you have to get in a messy situation in order to get out. And you have to be broken down to be built up. Yeah, God could cut you off, but He ain't gonna cut the root. We still need the root. But all the old figs, all the old feathers, whatever, the old leaves, the old branches need to fall off so God can build you up. So, and that takes me back to love. That's what it is. Self-care equals love.
Mhm.
And love is an action word. Action comes through your mouth. So once you start speaking out your mouth, then you have actions.
That's good.
Can you kind of just give examples or something about that so they can be prepared for the first time they're stepping out, standing for themselves? Because sometimes that's the fear of, I don't know what this person's, how they're going to respond.
Hey, right. I get it. Well, when you step into that new zone, that new dimension, when you finally speak up for yourself, or finally find yourself. Let's start with that. Find yourself. Sometimes finding yourself means losing.
Mm.
So you have to be prepared to lose. Okay. And it's hard. You know, I'm not saying this is a cakewalk. This is not a walk in the park. This is hard because you may lose some people along the way. You may lose some friends along the way because they may not like your answer. But God's when there's rejection, it's protection.
Mm.
So be prepared to be rejected. Telephone may stop, friends may walk, even some family members. But at the end of the day, God is going to give you peace. And he said, "Lo, I'll be with you to the end of the earth." He said, and also he said that I would give you a helper. So once you, and that's all through meditation, okay? All through meditation, you would get this all through meditation. So when you finally get that voice, prepare to be rejected, prepare to lose some things and somebody or somebodies. Okay. But at the end of the day, I believe that you will have peace because you will be in a happy place, just not a happy place, but in a joyful place, because happiness can come and go. But you have had that joy deep down in you that's unshakable. I hope that answers your question.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that was a powerful response. Tyrone, you shared a lot of great nuggets with us today. And I mean, I can just take one of those and just expound on them in my life. So I really appreciate you taking time out. Is there anything parting that you want to share with the audience that you feel that's burning in your heart to speak into the lives of that young woman or that young man that's on the other side of this camera? What words can you say?
The words I would like to say is time to crush it. It's time to crush it. What I mean by crushing it, crush every lie that was told to you about you. And even some things that may be true, but it is a lie because we all have a destiny. We all have a plan. We all have a purpose. So any adversary or any distraction that's preventing you to go to hit that destiny, to walk in your purpose, is a distraction. So you have to crush it. Okay, you have to crush. Even it may not be a person. It may be within yourself. It may be within yourself. So crush what you said about yourself. Crush what other people may have said about you. And how you crush it is through the power of your tongue.
Tyrone, you just preached. If you like what you heard, and I know you did because I did, and I know Linda did, please be sure to hit this like button. Subscribe to our channel because we want to get this message out to you and as many people as we can, because we know there are people on the other side that need to hear what Tyrone is saying and what others on this channel have been sharing with us. So please be sure to share, because that's the only way we can get this message out to everybody. And we appreciate you, Tyrone, for joining us today.
Thank you so
and
much.
Listen, this is what it's all about. It's about life's lessons. And we got a lesson today. And it's about laughter. And it's about love. Because the goal is to what? Make relationships that last.
Until next time. Bye.
Bye.